let's dive into some of the questions that I get daily, frequently, okay? And I want to provide you answers just in case maybe you've been wondering some of the same thing. Hey guys, it's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. Say it with me. Done is better than perfect. Master one thing at a time. Practice makes better. And this has to work. Let's get it. Hello. What is going on? Awesome party peeps. It's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. I'm super excited, okay, to be back for another live. Today is a little bit special. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to speak to the questions that I receive. So I always receive questions in my emails, DMs, mostly emails. You guys are reaching out a lot via email. Sometimes I get them in the DM or in my stories over on Instagram. By the way, if you're watching this on the Jump First Academy YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notifications so you know when more episodes like this drop and we can hang out live. So today I want to answer some of the questions that I've been receiving, but I also want to open the floor up in case you are watching this live for you to go ahead and ask questions, okay? Ask me anything about how to create your premium programs, online courses, whether they be face-to-face or online, as well as your luxury coaching and mentorship programs, okay? So let's dive into some of the questions that I get daily, frequently, okay? And I want to provide you answers just in case maybe you've been wondering some of the same things. So first question is, what do I write about, okay? When it comes to your courses, I want you to feel free in the sense of it's less writing, especially now in 2025. Courses have moved beyond writing paragraphs, okay, inside of the modules, as well as even packaging like long drawn out videos. Like, we're just not doing that. Even as you see on some of our platforms, remember, we've moved into this short form content, and I know like a lot of people are experiencing short form fatigue, if you will. And so people are looking for more longer form videos, but not in the sense of like going back to what we were doing back in like 2018, okay, 2017, 2016. No one's looking for a 20-minute video inside of your programs and courses. So it's less about writing and it's more about how are you packaging and getting your students involved, getting them actively teaching them what it is that they need to know and helping them to take the next steps, right? Taking the action that they need in order to get the result that they're looking for. So less drawn out, lengthy written paragraph form. We don't need that. And please, like, be yourself. This is an opportunity, pro tip, for your online courses for you to really show your personality. So you don't need to, I love Grammarly, I really do. I use it almost daily, but I am not conforming to every single suggestion that they make. I'm just not interested in that because sometimes they take away my voice. They take away my personality. And so AI is great. Okay, let me put this here real quick because some of y'all are using these AI tools to create your courses and I want you to stop. Okay, stop doing that. Don't use it to create your courses. You can use some of the tools out there and available to help you get started as kind of like prompts, right? Eliza Day, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hello. Please let me know if I'm not, and I'm so sorry if I didn't pronounce it correctly. But hello, great morning, evening, afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. By the way, if you are watching this, let me know what time it is where you're watching from. I always like to see the global reach, okay, of these episodes. What's going on, Canary Ken? Hello, it's good to see you on as well. I like your screen name. That's very cool. All right, y'all. So what do you write about? Don't write, okay? Provide an active opportunity for your students and clients inside of your courses. The next question that I get a lot is how small is too small or too little when it comes to content, okay? I feel like there's no such thing, and here's why. When you start creating courses from your lived experiences, think about how long it's taking you to accomplish some of your results, how many mistakes you've gone through, hurdles, challenges that you've come up against. You can speak probably at length, okay, about your life experiences related to the topic that you want to teach. And so I don't feel like there's going to be a such thing as too little once you get into it. Sometimes when it's too little or you feel like you don't have enough content is because you are are not going deep enough in helping your ideal customer or your dream student to solve a problem or challenge that they're facing. So that means you're not going deep enough in your own story. You're not going deep enough in the challenge and the solution that you're able to provide. Okay, I appreciate the new sub, Canary Can. What's going on? My mama is in the building. Great afternoon. I appreciate you being here always and the support. New subs in the building. Awesome, awesome. I appreciate all of my folks coming back as well. Welcome back. Okay, make sure if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification so you know when new episodes like this drop and we can hang out live. I appreciate my mama supporting on today. Okay, so there can't be too small content. It can't be too little content. Okay, you're always going to have something to say when you create from your life experiences. So again, pro tip, stop using AI to do this. Okay, if you use AI, then chances are you're not going to have enough material because you're going to be trying to expound upon something that you don't really have the background to give the additional detail on. Does that make sense? So I'll give you an example. When I first started this business, COVID was approaching. So I started 2018 and then 2020 COVID came and I started surveying some of my students and clients who were coming into my courses. And during COVID, everyone was hooked on SEO. Remember that? So the extent of what I know about SEO, I know a little more today than I did back then. Okay, search engine optimization is how you rank in Google essentially for your product, services, and business. And so I had a lot of students and clients come to me and go, I want to create courses around SEO. And I was like, but why? You just got excited, you lit up, you told me all about, I had some students who were self-published authors, students who were teaching guitar already or some sort of instrument, who were doing all of these other things, life coaches, but they wanted to teach SEO. And when I asked them why, they said, because that's the thing that's in demand. That's what people want to see, especially, again, during COVID, as more things were coming online. And I encouraged them to take a step back. And I was like, you need to teach from your lived experiences, from your life experiences. Because when you start to teach things that you don't know enough about, okay, again, this is where you get that fear of, am I going to have enough content to actually put into my courses? When you teach from your life experiences, you will never worry about that because you can just keep speaking from the things that you've lived through. Okay, so pro tip, teach what you know. All right, it makes it so much easier and you're passionate about it. It excites you. You don't burn out teaching it or creating the content. It's something that you can get excited about and your students and clients can feel the excitement coming from you as well. And they get excited about it also. Okay, so that's very important to note there. Also, last question about content that I wanted to include here is, how do you develop the content? What programs do you use? I think I touched on this already. Okay, so we're not using AI programs and things like that. I do not believe in that. I want you to teach what you know. All right, that's literally just it. Developing content is very simple, 3-step process. I wouldn't be able to go into it here, but you can join me inside the Global Authority Movement 3 days, okay, with 1 day being content creation. I'm going to show you how to put together your content plan in a day. I always do content in a day, and it's a very simple process, but like I said, it's too nuanced for me to go into here. So Global Authority Movement is coming up next week. We start, okay? Do not wait to get in. VIP is going to sell out. You can go register at jumpfirstacademy.org/VIP. Dilshot, what's going on? I'm excited that you're here. Thank you for tuning in. So we'll develop content that way. We don't use AI. We don't use any of those things. Again, we teach from what it is that we know, and it doesn't take as long as you think. You can do it in a day, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. All right, next question. Let's talk about audience for a second. Here's one of the questions that comes up often. What happens when we do customer research? Because I'm a fan. If you don't know and you're new here, I'm a fan of doing research. So we do research-driven, data-driven activities here, okay? We're not guessing. You are relying on the data. You're relying on the research to help you take the next step and do the next right action so you can get the result. I'm not about guessing about what to do because that doesn't bring results. We just use the data and then we move forward and we get the result. So what happens when we do the customer research and it shows our idea is not desirable? Do we keep going? The answer is yes and no. Okay, yes, you keep going. If this is a topic that you want to create a course about, if it's something that you are passionate about, then yeah, definitely keep going. But you're going to do things differently. You're going to use the data to tweak your process. So it's likely if your customer research is showing, I'm not really interested in this topic, or I'm not really interested in what you got going on, and that's what people are telling you, it's likely that your messaging just needs to be tweaked a little bit. Maybe it's not that they're not interested in the topic, it's the way that you're presenting it, okay? It's the way that you're talking about it. And that being the case, when you start to tweak your messaging, you start to change how you're showing up and how you're talking about the things that you are presenting, you will attract a different audience, okay? And that audience is the audience that you want to come into your courses. I always say, pro tip, your messaging, your topic messaging, as well as the type of content that you're putting out needs to be dialed in regards to the audience that you want to come into your courses. Every single course that you create, or even if it's one big program that you are creating, every entry point is going to require you to use a different messaging, okay, to attract a different audience. Does that make sense? I appreciate that. Make sure you go back and rewatch this if you are missing stuff, Dilshad. Maybe rewatch from the top, because you'll start to understand exactly like the process that we're going through, okay? And you can also, when you rewatch, I found this out, I like to watch a lot of my videos on like double speed, because that's the type of person I am. So maybe I do talk really fast, but you can also dial it down, right? So there's a little gear icon at the top of the video that you can click on that will allow you to adjust the speed. So if it's too fast, apologies, okay? If it's going too fast, but you can adjust the speed to like 0.75 or 0.5, okay? So it goes really slower for you. All right, I appreciate you. Okay. And I want to get through these questions too, okay? So I really, really appreciate y'all being here. All right, what is the next question? So what happens if you do customer research? Long answer short, keep going, but also adjust, okay? Adjust as you go, tweak as you go. Next question is, how do I get people to buy into what I want to teach and actually get people to sign up for my courses? You need to be consistent. That is the number one thing that is stopping a lot of people from getting the sales and getting people into their programs. It's messaging, number one, like your message isn't specific enough for the type of person that you are creating the course for. So they don't resonate with what it is that you're talking about. And number two, you're not being consistent. A lot of times when we don't see immediate results, we fall off, okay? We're like, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't feel like showing up anymore. But we are this close. A lot of times when you like stop the thing that you're doing, you're this close to seeing the breakthrough or getting the breakthrough, seeing the result. So you just have to keep going. You have to be consistent. And again, use the data to start to tweak different aspects of how you're showing up, your messaging, your audience, those sorts of things, so that you can start to get the results that you're looking for. Shameless plug, once again, if you're not sure how to do this, get a mentor, okay? Global Authority Movement is kicking off very soon. It's 3 days live with me. I have the implementation, the templates, all of the things that you need so that you don't have to guess about this. Get started at jumpfirstacademy.org/global. I also drop the links in the description, all right? Get a mentor. Just jump in. Don't guess about what it is that you're doing. All right, hosting courses. I'm going to wrap with this one, and there's a few more, so maybe I'll do a part two, but I'm going to wrap with this hosting piece because I know this comes up constantly. No matter how many times I say you don't need a hosting platform, people always ask about what's the best hosting platform, and I'm like, you don't need one. Please stop thinking you need all the things that you think you need in order to get started. You don't need probably 85% of what you think you need before you start creating courses, launching courses, getting peeps and seats or students enrolled, okay? So what to host and what pieces of content, where do I host the course is the question. So it's kind of broken up. So I'm assuming this person is asking, what is it I'm supposed to put on the hosting platform? My answer, always and forever, until you start scaling, is going to be you do not need a hosting platform. Remember what I said at the top of this episode, people want the live action, okay? They want you to be, and here's the thing, you're not going to be live forever, okay? If that's not your jam, if that's not something you enjoy, which my students tend to enjoy, even when they come in and say they don't, okay? By the time we get to about week 3 of working together, they're excited, okay, to show up and show their faces and be all in. And so that will come naturally as you continue to build out your courses and programs. But if it's not your jam, you don't have to be live forever. You don't have to be live every day. I enjoy it, all right? I enjoy interacting with y'all. It's something that I know is just in me. And when I'm not doing it, I feel like there's this burst of creativity that just needs to come out, okay? So I enjoy being live, but I know that it's not for everyone. You don't have to be live every day. You don't have to be live every second of every day. You can enjoy your free time, okay? You can take the free time. So yes, you will end up hosting your courses as you start to scale, but initially I need you to get in it so that you get a feel for how your students are moving through your courses and programs. That's very important, because when you do host, you still want them to have the same feeling. You still want them to have that vibe as if you are there, okay? And I feel like there should also be, this is my opinion, and also I think very important for premium courses, there should be some aspect of your premium course that is live. You need to provide proximity, okay? People are paid for proximity, and they pay more for closer proximity, okay, to you. They're signing up for you, especially when they're paying the higher price points. So it doesn't have to be every week. It can be bi-weekly. It can be once a month. It depends on how you want to structure your program, and that's what we're talking about more inside the Global Authority Movement. Shameless plug, jumpfirstacademy.org/global, okay? Helping you to package your program uniquely and make it individualized to you. What works for you? What works for your business? You don't have to build your business, build your lifestyle around your business. You can build your business around your lifestyle. It just whatever makes sense for you. So when it comes to what do I host, what type of content do I put, what pieces of my course do I host on a hosting platform, don't worry about that until you start scaling, until you understand truly through and through how your students are consuming your content, how they're going and flowing through your course, because we need the engagement, the interaction, the liveliness, if you will, inside your courses, even when you're not present. All right. I hope this is super helpful. If you want to learn more, like I said, shameless plug, jumpfirstacademy.org/global. Get into the movement. Okay. It's 3 days. Come hang out with me live. See the implementation in process. All right. Get the results that you're looking for. Take action and take the next step. Stop sitting on these ideas. You can do this right where you are. All right. Just get started. jumpfirstacademy.org/global. What's going on? A Taste of Tea Salon. It's good to see you on, Tasha. I will see you later on today. Mentees in the building. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Send this to somebody else who is interested in creating courses or needs some inspiration for the day. Somebody who's been asking these questions. All right. Send them the Q&A. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like button, okay, and bell notification so you know when I'm back, because I'm coming with a part 2. I've got lots of questions for y'all. We have put these into a spreadsheet, and I want to get through them all, because I know that if you're creating a course, some of these are answers to help move you forward. Stop doubting what it is that you already know, and stop doubting that you already have everything you need to get started, okay? jumpfirstacademy.org/global. Let me help you package it, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Bye, y'all.